After the most recent stream held just yesterday, Bamco brought up some noticeably concerning monetization options with regards to Blue Protocol. These are options that players are very unhappy with. But is that concern warranted, or are players just doing what we do best? Overreacting. Let's take a couple minutes here to dive in and see. Before we do though, I want to point out that we now have a community Discord open for Blue Protocol to chat with friends, to discuss the game. You can join that by clicking the link in the description and the pinned comment below. Also, I would like to take a moment here to thank all of our incredible patrons over on Patreon. Disregarding Blue Protocol's, well, uncertain future, I can say with the utmost certainty that you are all going to remain absolutely incredible. Also, if you have a moment, come follow MRSSTIX and I over on Twitter. As I'm sure you're all aware by now, Bamco revealed that Amazon Game Studios, the same studio that developed and published New World around the world, and that currently publishes Lost Ark mostly globally, would be in charge of distribution around the world, typically within the same regions as Lost Ark. This announcement garnered a, well, lukewarm reception. Some people thought that it was great. New World averages 30 to 50,000 concurrent players pretty consistently, and Lost Ark averages hundreds of thousands of players logged in and playing at any given point in the day. Both successes relative to their respective types of games. And while it was confirmed that Amazon would be making certain adjustments to the game, additional diversity, alteration to certain parts of the game to better fit Western players and our laws, which frustrated many players, it wasn't until Bandai Namco addressed their monetization that shit really hit the fan. Now, before we discuss monetization, I do want to stress two different things. One, this is a free MMO, meaning they do not receive any type of recurring monthly income from players like in WoW or Final Fantasy XIV. Two, this is specifically pertaining to the Japanese version of the game. Amazon are 100% capable and probably willing to alter the monetization for our global release. And in retrospect, it's kind of funny because over the course of the last few days, players have been doom posting almost endlessly, saying that Amazon are actually going to ruin the game, when the reality is they might be the ones that save it. Thankfully, Bamco are not forcing Amazon to retain the same business model as they are for the Japanese audience. First, they plan on adding a battle pass into the game. Battle passes are not inherently bad, a little off-putting, gating certain potentially high-quality items or outfits behind a paywall, or worse than that, a paywall. But I fully understand the gaming industry is taken to abusing battle passes. It promises more money and rewards players for playing their game long-term, even if half the options are locked behind paying. The battle pass specifically takes the form of a season pass. Season passes will last approximately 50 to 60 days and will range from free passes with up to 60 levels worth of rewards to obtain, or paid passes with 100 levels of rewards to obtain. To milk more money from players, there will be two different tiers of paid plans, Advanced and Royal. Players will be limited to a singular plan at any given time. I've seen this done regularly in gacha games, with each plan typically providing subtle, slight differences, but both being ultimately rewarding in their own right. For players with more money than the rest of us, you'll be able to use Rose Orbs to purchase levels and progress your season pass faster. Which brings me to the next option, Rose Orbs. Rose Orbs are a currency that you can acquire via purchasing with real money, or for free by playing the game. You'll just acquire it at a slow rate if you choose to earn it in-game, but it is absolutely obtainable. Rose Orbs are used to access the Rose Orb store, which will allow for you to access Blue Protocol's cosmetic gacha system, amongst other uses. Yes, for whatever reason, Bamco have chosen to grace us with a functional gacha system in-game. Granted, it will theoretically only be for cosmetic items, for however long that remains profitable. This is an MMO. This is not a gacha game, or technically it should not be a gacha game. So gacha will not lock classes or characters from being obtained. Merely outfits or accessories, maybe hairstyles and other customization options, including mounts. For now, anyway. This is currently unconfirmed, but it looks like rose orbs will also be used to potentially improve your gear, meaning players that purchase rose orbs could theoretically possess a statistical advantage over those of us that opt to play the game for free, as they could secure advancements through dumping hundreds of dollars into their upgrading. The Regna store is going to be your typical in-game store. There will be several sub-stores located within, the Rose Orb store being one, the Blue Protocol Point store, the Gacha store, and the Season Pass stores being the others. Each store will feature their own selection of items exclusive to them and their respective currency. We went over the Rose Orb store and the Gacha store just a minute ago. They revealed the Blue Protocol Point store, but they haven't directly addressed how we'll go about acquiring the currency, nor what the currency will be directly used for. And the Season store, well, that wasn't really elaborated on either. Finally, there will be the option for players to purchase tickets. Tickets will be limited to 10 at any given time, with free players being able to earn 3 tickets per day completely free. Paying players will be able to purchase the remainder if they so choose. Tickets are going to allow for players to receive additional rewards from dungeons. The devs confirmed that they understand this could be a game-breaking feature, thus they have chosen to limit the number of uses per day. Again, paying players will be able to receive several times more tickets, therefore several times more rewards for running content than free players. This is 100% a form of pay to win. I know free players will eventually be able to earn the same total number of items from running dungeons, but if a free player is required to run a dungeon 8 times to earn the same reward as a paying player that could obtain that in 3 runs, it is going to require a significant time investment that many free players just will not be able to dedicate. And that is if 10 tickets is the maximum, which they did not confirm was the case. Paying players might be able to purchase more. 10 is just a limit that they gave us that players can hold at any given time. Overall, there are some very concerning options present. Cosmetic gacha is going to be frustrating. I would rather just pay $20 for an outfit that I wanted. I would rather pay $20 for a mount that I wanted. Kind of like how World of Warcraft does it. It is how Final Fantasy XIV does it. I don't want to have to potentially invest hundreds of dollars into the gacha system only to never end up obtaining the mount or the outfit that I want. This will actually deter me from purchasing any or attempting to purchase any cosmetic items. A seasonal battle pass might be acceptable. I really don't care about them personally as long as classes, gear, or items aren't locked behind the premium seasonal pass. I'll likely just ignore it as it won't have any direct impact on my enjoyment of the game. Not sure what Blue Protocol points are really going to be, how they're going to be acquired, or what we'll use them on yet, so I guess we'll see in time. A premium currency like red orbs allowing for you to upgrade your gear that will allow for you to have a substantial advantage over other players is incredibly pay to win and should not be present within the game. Tickets are also very pay to win, if not severely pay to advance. As a free player, I'll be capable of, within 3 hours of playing, earning the same rewards that free players will be required to spend almost 10 hours grinding for. That just doesn't seem remotely fair. It makes me feel like they're trying to force you to pay so you can retain that advantage. If these are all going to be present in the full version of the game, Blue Protocol will be dead on arrival. There's no contesting that opinion. There will be no recovering from the monstrous amount of pay to win present, with free players being treated like second-class citizens. I've been covering this game since it was announced several years ago, and I'm kinda disturbed by how greedy Bamco are being with this. I truly hope that Amazon choose a much more fair route for the global version of the game. I know they're definitely capable of doing as such. They made Lost Ark, well, a little less pay to win, right? Now, if you're not interested in Blue Protocol, no problem, I understand. In that case, I have 2 videos on screen right now that might be of interest to you. One featuring a brand new MMO, the other featuring a list of every MMO released this month, in the month of December 2022.